Hi friend, welcome to this pick a card. I've prepared 3 piles for you to choose from, and I would like for you to choose a color today. Whichever color speaks to you the most. I'm going to show you a close-up in a second. This reading is going to be just for us to have a talk. Whatever comes up, comes up. This is kind of just a start to get to know each other. So I hope you enjoy this reading, and I'm going to show you the first color right now. This is pile 1. This is Whitewater Bay. It's a very, I hope you can see the color accurately. It's a very kind of sage green. It's pile 1. Pile 2, this color is titled Inferno. It's very bold orange. And pile 3, Dragonfly. It's kind of a sea foamy blue. Has some green in there. So take a minute to see which color calls to you. 3 very different colors. And then I will see you at that pile. Okay, pile 1. If you chose Whitewater Bay, this is your pile. Okay, so I want to start off with this moon card first to get a general vibe, and then we are going to pull some tarot cards, and then we'll look at your oracle cards at the end. So let's see what we got. Assessing. Okay, I feel like you are making some plans. There's definitely like a general energy of change in all of these piles that I can sense already. Big changes coming, and it feels like you might be at the start of calling in these changes. Taking a moment to literally assess where you're at and where you want to head. Trying to look for things that you haven't considered before. So what I want to do is pull some tarot cards. And like I said, I don't have an agenda with this reading. I really just want to see what comes out. So let's see. Okay. Oh, my dear. Okay, so I feel like you have been stuck. And you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stuck anymore. I think you feel like you're in a place, there's something weighing you down, but ultimately what is weighing you down is going to lift you up. There's something that is painful that you keep replaying in your mind, And I think you're at a point where you're sick and tired of it. You are ready to let go. But there might also be, yeah, like you're making this conscious decision to strive to be better. And I feel like, for some reason, I feel like there might be some kind of like some survivor's guilt coming along with this. Like you might be leaving something behind, having to leave something behind, and it makes you feel guilty. But also you want to feel better. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're carrying a lot of burdens that aren't really helpful. Yeah. You've had it. You are absolutely ready to seek out what brings you joy instead of ruminating over things from the past that have brought you pain. I think there's a lot of lessons that you learned. There's a lot that you can take with you from the past. So you want to let go of your baggage on one hand, but you want to be able to hold on to the wisdom. You want to be able to utilize the lessons that you learned. And that's going to ensure that you step forward into, like, we're starting with the Sun and we're ending with the Ace of Cups. Like, your mindset is changing. There's all this in between, but this is what you want. You want to be better. You want to be fulfilled. And you're making a conscious decision. No, I'm going to hold out. I'm going to move forward because it's worth it. And so I will take the pain. I will release the pain, but I will take the lessons with me. But then there's like this guilt. I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling this guilt of moving forward, but you have to. Seriously, you have to. You can't stay in here. That's not going to help you, and that's not going to help anyone else. I don't know who you're feeling guilty about. But you need to use whatever was holding you down, you need to use that to lift you up. If you take a look at this first moon card that we got, this balloon, it almost looks like she's stuck in it, and yet she can use it. Once she's figured out where she wants to go, she can use it for transport. And yet it seems like it's part of her. It seems like she's stuck in it, which, you know, seems like it could be inconvenient, but once she knows where she's going to be able to use exactly what she has. I want to get some clarification on what can aid you in this time. I think you have, like I said, you have that mindset of, okay, I want to do better. And you're trying to figure out how. So let's see what can aid you in this time. Yeah. Woo. Okay, so it's not easy, but you need to make an active, conscious decision to be better for yourself, not to be a better human being for other people, but by saying to be better, I mean to feel more, feel more gratitude, feel more happiness. Give those things as much attention as you give to the negative things. Try to balance it out, and you're gonna have to make an active decision to do that. We have the King of Swords here, and then over here we have the Strength card and the Queen of Swords. And I'm feeling strongly that this is coming back to, you need to have the strength to decide to take control of your mindset, because there are two options. There's the option of focusing on the positive, and there's the option to give in to old patterns, old behaviors, old addictions. And just being aware of those patterns is already helpful. Digging deep into the dark side of yourself is going to be helpful, because awareness illuminates. And once you have that awareness, the next time you get into a situation where you recognize a pattern, once you're aware of it, you realize you're making an active decision to do one thing or the other. And that's really good. We want to be aware. We want to actively, and it's okay, you don't always have to be the sun. You don't always have to be rainbows and butterflies. You can fall back, and it's not even falling back. You can let loose every now and then, but it's more so about being in control of who makes that decision, which side of the coin you're on today. It's about being in control and not letting negative thinking overcome you and controlling you. There's a need to move forward again very strongly, and taking what you've learned and just moving forward. Being strong. Listen, fake it till you make it. You gotta fake it till you make it. Positive affirmations are really helpful, even if in the beginning it feels a little bit silly to you. There are things where you just kind of need to be a little bit strict on where you allow your mind to go. And what aids you is really starting fresh. You have the Fool coming out here, really releasing those thoughts, because those thoughts are there for a reason. They're valid. A lot of your thoughts come from a place that is valid, but that doesn't mean they're helpful. Right now, what is most helpful to you is releasing those thoughts and stepping forward. Okay, I want to take a look at your oracle cards. Find your music. I hope that's in focus. Find your music. Move in space with minimum waste and maximum joy. Unlock your heart. And weeping wound. You are not your wounds. Yeah, I feel that strongly. There are things, there might be things that I did feel that guilt earlier. There might be things that you have said or done, and there might be things that were said or done to you, but those things do not define you. You need to find a way I want to say you need to find a way to heal yourself, but it's not even that, because I feel like you're already healing yourself, but you're slowing down the progress of your healing by staying in this loop of negative thoughts. And I think what would really help you is just a break. Maybe try some meditation, a break, not even focusing on I need to stop thinking negatively or I need to start thinking positively, just to be. Just to give your brain a break. And I see that in this card as well. Find your music. I think you really would benefit from turning on some music and feeling it. Really feeling the music and just focusing on your body as the music moves you, getting out of that headspace and getting into your body. Unlock your heart. I feel like you've, because of whatever happened in the past, there's a chance that you've definitely built up some walls and locked up your heart. I think this reading is calling you to open up your heart to yourself. And what I mean by that is I feel this, looking at her, the way she's turned away and she has a key, and looking at her chest wound, there's definitely some deep pain that maybe hasn't been fully addressed. I keep seeing, like, especially with this card, I keep seeing like a wound. Hers is all bloody, it looks really fresh, but I keep seeing a wound that is tended to, that has already been sewn shut, and it's been cleaned, it's been sewn together, there's bandages around it. What you have to do now is let it heal. You can't keep checking it every 5 minutes because it won't be good for the wound. I think what you need to focus on is not so much on is it healed yet, but more so how am I feeling? Really, how am I feeling? But like I said, at the same time, I want you to kind of turn off the think box and dance a little, and explore after that. Explore, like, how are you feeling? As completely removed from anyone else, from anyone else's expectations. I would like for you to really get in touch with what it is that's coming up after you've had some time to kind of stop thinking so much. So take a period of time to really be in your body. If you don't feel like dancing, you don't have to dance. Just find, I mean, it could be as simple as taking a shower. Just find something that will really make you feel your body. If you do a shower or a bath, really focus on tending to your skin and feeling. Just really focus on feeling your body. Another thing you could do is you could go outside and lay in the grass and really just try, whenever there's thoughts that come up, just try to turn them down. You're not going to be able to turn them off immediately, but try to turn them down. Just find a focal point to come back to remind you to be present in your body. You might have experienced something that has taken you a little bit away from your body, that has really put a wedge between you and your sense of self. And I think a good way to re-explore that would be to really be kind to your body and stop thinking so much. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. I would like to send you a lot of love and healing, and please be kind to yourself. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you. Thank you. Pile 2, if you chose this deep orange, this is your reading. Okay, I'm going to start off with just the moon card first, and then we'll do some tarot cards, and then we're going to get your oracle cards at the end. Extremes. Look at this. What are you going through? Well, let's talk. What has got you hot and bothered? Oh my goodness. Something is definitely intense right now. Inferno, extremes. I'm getting Scorpio vibes here. Oh. Yes. Temperatures rising. You could be feeling under pressure. You could be feeling tense. You could be feeling frisky. Let's see, what are you feeling? Extremes. It could be that you're feeling some mood swings from one moment to the next. Could be feeling hangry. Could be lots of things. Let's take a look. Oh, that's where we're going? Okay, that's where we're going. Let's see. Let's talk. Let's just see. I'm definitely, oh, my goodness. I'm feeling a strong sense of commitment. This doesn't have to mean like commitment as in a relationship, but a commitment. I'm feeling drawn to say a recommitment. This feels like a recommitment to passion. What this passion is about can be different for everyone, but this definitely feels like an alignment of something that you've been wanting for a long time. There's the High Priestess again. She came out earlier. I wanted to peek out, and now she came out. My goodness. Wow. This is definitely a very, oof. This is intense. This is definitely, I'm feeling very excited. Almost giddy. Like there's, yeah, that's definitely what I'm feeling. There's this, I'm trying to think of the English word for it. I can't think of the adequate word, but what I'm mainly feeling is like this pressure, but not necessarily like a negative pressure. Because you know how, look at this guy is all like sweaty. And you know how there's lots of people who go to steam baths and go to the sauna, and it releases a lot of toxins from your body, and it's actually really good for your skin. And when you're sitting in there, you're like, oh, I don't know how much longer I can take this, unless you're like really used to it and you enjoy that kind of thing. But even then, I think you get to a point where like, okay, now I need to get back out into like a regular temperature. And yet like that buildup, there's definitely like an enjoyment to it. And that's what I'm feeling here. There is, like I said, a recommitment to passion. And just because it's 2 of Cups, it doesn't have to be love. It can totally be a recommitment to your intuition and your spiritual practice. I can see that here. And it might be that as soon as you recommit to that, as soon as you give to your spiritual practice, things just take a turn for the better. But there's such like an immediacy in this energy. There's very much like this, a need for release. I'm definitely going to look into this Tower. If we are looking at this from a romantic angle, somebody that you know is spiritually, someone that you know is spiritually incredibly important to you. I think they're at the peak, getting to that point of recognizing this, because the heat has built up so much that it can't go any further. You know, when you have a tea kettle on the stove, and once it gets hot, it kind of starts piping like a little bit, and then, or whistling, and then when it's at like, when that water is boiling, that whistle gets so loud. And this feels very much like this whistle is just like, the whistling has started. And it gets to a point where you can't ignore it anymore. I want to take a look and see if we can get some more information. Judgment, yeah, this is why I felt that this was a recommitment. A recommitment to a passion. And this can be a passion of something that you love doing. It doesn't have to be spiritual, it could just be a hobby that you're recommitting yourself to, but this can also be a person that you're recommitting yourself to. But because we have this moon card, the hot moon, extremes, the word extremes just jumped out to me, and it could be that this is very much like and like I said, it feels very immediate, like an immediate need. It can be something that, you know, as soon as that need is satisfied, you find yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, but now what? Where do I go from here? I could see that being a possibility, but let's take a closer look at What can aid you in this time? The Moon. Oh my goodness, this is... I was not planning on doing a love reading. This is something. Oh my goodness. Okay. Nine of Coins. I want to pull one specifically for the Tower. What is this Tower? What is this Tower? The King of Swords. Oh, kids. Okay, sorry. This definitely, okay, now second round of cards, it definitely feels romantic, a recommitment to a wow. There was like heat emanating from this. That was wild. We have the Two of Cups here and then another Two of Cups that came out over here. This feels like there is a recommitment to some emotional connection that you always knew was there and strong, and it feels like it's now coming to a head where, okay, I want to take time to look at these two cards. So in this original deck, in the original Rider-Waite deck, notice how these two people are kind of like, sure, fine, whatever. In this deck, they are all smiles. It feels like there was like this knowledge beforehand of like, yeah, this is a thing. And then there comes this recommitment of like, no, this really is a thing. Like, I've tried other cups, but you got the best water. It feels like there's an offer coming in, an offer, possibly an apology, because you are you are just in your power and you are so confident. And really, this Queen of Wands, I'm just assuming that this is your energy despite gender. This feels like your energy because look at this. Look at these colors. Inferno. You are hot. You are hot and not bothered. And that is really pulling someone in. And I think this Tower is, like I said, this idea that someone else is now recognizing. It's gotten to the point where that kettle is whistling so loud, this person cannot ignore it anymore, and they will have to let you know they are truly trying to come in and recommit to this passion. And Spirit is all for it. You have the Temperance card coming out here. I just held my breath for a really long time and I'm not sure why. This feels like this person is definitely like anxious, and like I said, there's definitely this feeling of pressure. They might be holding their breath because they're not sure how you're going to react when they come in. We have the King of Swords here and the Knight of Swords. Like, somebody is really feeling the pressure to make a move because they know that you're building, you're working on yourself, and you are glowing, and there's definitely this need to come get you. The Emperor came out at the bottom of the deck. And the Empress. Oh my, get out of here. Look at this. And the Tower under that. What? Oh my God. Who the heck are you? How dare you come into my reading with such a fabulous love story? What? Like, you guys are gonna come together. I'm sorry. I did not order a love reading, but this looks like two people that have known but haven't had that push to commit. That kettle is whistling loud and you just can't ignore it anymore. And so you both step into your power. You both step into, like, let's let go of the childish games. And it just creates this tectonic shift, a complete shift that blesses this connection. Okay, I want to take a look at your oracle cards. Wow, reconnect. And look at the colors. Animals are not only beholders of great beauty, but they are also beholders of ancient wisdom. That is beautiful. There's definitely this theme of a reconnection happening. The quote underneath, the animals are not only beholders of great beauty, but they are also beholders of ancient wisdom. And this cat was standing out to me earlier already. And then of course we have the wolves here. And the lobster. My lobster. That makes me think of the movie The Lobster, which is also about finding a partner. I'm feeling this. I mean, this card easily perfectly fits in with everything we were talking about, but the animals the animals part is standing out to me, and I'm trying to figure out why, because I think there's definitely a message there. There's this idea that animals, when they find each other, when they find a mate, it's very instinctive. And if you think about it, humans are just a type of animal. I think there's definitely like an instinct here that might have been subtle previously, and it's just gotten so loud that it's just unavoidable. Show self-respect. Show self-respect, and we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Coins. That is an energy, no matter if male or female, these two energies feel like your energy. And those are 100% energies of self-respect. So I think you're doing a good job on that. And I want you to keep it up. I want you to stick with these energies and not give them up as soon as this night comes in. Because remember that you are the Empress and you deserve the Emperor. And this night he'll have something to say. But the Emperor, this is the same energy. It's the same person. But there's more. There's more than just what they have to say. Actions to back it up. Circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. Circles. A circle reconnects. definitely a reconnection happening here. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. I also had the Nine of Pentacles come out earlier, just peeking out, but I'm gonna get one more card for you. Advice card. What does Spirit want you to do? Okay, so I think you need to stop overthinking it. There's something that you felt a long time ago, and just because it hasn't occurred yet, that doesn't mean that it's not there. That doesn't mean that what you felt was wrong. You're really hoping for reciprocity, and the other image I'm getting right now is extremes. An extreme, there's something that builds up, and then like an ebb and flow, it builds up and then it decreases. I want you to keep in mind that after a decrease, a build up comes. I think Spirit is definitely saying that there is reciprocity coming for you, and you don't have to worry about it. I think what you need to do is focus on yourself, find ways to give to yourself. Show self-respect by treating yourself like your best friend. Focus on that, and the rest will take care of itself. All right, I hope that was helpful. I will hopefully see you again. I'm so thankful, grateful to be on this journey with you. Thank you. Hey, pile 3, if you chose this dragonfly bluish green, this is your reading. Okay, so we're going to start off with a moon card first, just to get a general vibe, and then we're going to pull some tarot cards. Just have a chat. Darkness. Okay. Right away I'm feeling like this doesn't feel like a scary darkness. This feels like you're standing at the precipice. Is that how you say that? Precipice? Precipice? I am not sure. But you're standing there. And maybe you're not sure. Maybe you're not quite sure where you're standing. This almost feels like standing in like a dark room, but there's a curtain in front of you, and you're about to go out on a stage, and you're standing in total darkness, but you're about to enter a stage that has a bunch of spotlights on you. So that's the first vibe I'm getting. Let's see what comes out, tarot. Long night moon. It might have been a while that you've been waiting for this change. It takes time to get the lighting right? Yeah, it feels like there's something that you're trying to do differently. There's something, again, you're standing at the at the edge, about to start something new, and you're gonna put a lot of hard work into it. And it feels like you're doing something differently. You're looking back and figuring out like that this worked, this didn't. There's definitely like a change in perspective. You're moving on from something and you learned a lot from it. It doesn't feel like you came directly out of it. It feels like there was like this period of calm, of you just kind of like taking stock, and really like diligently working in the shadows, in this darkness, using the darkness to kind of plan. And once you step out on that stage, look at that. Once you step out on that stage, whatever that stage may be, you're completely prepared. You've been practicing your craft in the darkness, and once it's time to step on that stage, you're golden. It's like wowing everyone in the room. And I think what you're trying to leave behind, things that you're trying to leave behind, is this self-doubt, negative thought patterns and self-limitation. Yeah, because you know what? You coming out of this darkness and you stepping into the light is your justice. You deserve recognition. You deserve that's funny. Yeah, it's coming. This almost looks like, I don't know if you can see, this little thing on his coat looks kind of like a recording button. That's funny. You definitely have a lot of attention coming towards you. And it might not feel like it right now, but I think you're aware of it. You're sensing it. You know that whatever you're building is definitely worth. Like, this is directly leading you to justice, which is like you're earning your keep. And there's this calm to you. There's this like, you're not nervous, there's no stage fright, there's just this calm knowing of like, yeah, I'm changing direction, not letting everybody know, but you know, they'll find out eventually. But this is just better for me. But there's still like some self-doubt that creeps in. Maybe a little bit of confusion. Some confusion. There's definitely like a lot of, it's like your thoughts come in and they feel overwhelming. I'm feeling it right now. Like, it's definitely a lot of pressure in my head right now. Your thoughts are just, they pour in and they overwhelm you, and it's just not necessary. There's so much energy that you've put into in the right way that there's really no need for this. Let's take a deeper look. Yeah, you're stepping away from something that was definitely mentally draining, and you found something that you can put your energy into, something that you value, something that you're good at. And I think it's time, let me clarify this. I think it's time to turn around and recognize that, yeah, okay. I got the Five of Cups here. It's time to turn around and recognize that you still have 2 cups standing, and that those 2 cups are for you to do with what you want to. We have the Three of Wands and the Magician coming out again to clarify this. Like it feels very much like you choose the time and Spirit will be ready. Like they're waiting. Everyone at this party is waiting for you. Everyone. The auditorium is full. And they're waiting for you. The auditorium is full. You've been honing your craft. And it's natural to feel hesitation. It's natural to feel like, okay, but what if I miss this thing? What if I'm doing this wrong? What if I sound funny when I sing this note? Self-doubt is natural, but you are being reunited with a passion that you are being reunited with a passion that is meant to sustain you, that is meant to fulfill you. And so there's really no need for this doubt. These 2 cards are both mental energy, and then the Lovers is just a very like instinctive connection that was meant to be. Yeah, see, you're just a little bit confused on whether you're making the right choice. But you are, as long as you're... it almost feels like you're too calm. And because you're too calm, you start doubting yourself. You're like, wait, shouldn't I be freaking out? Shouldn't I be nervous right now? I'm about to go on the stage. I should be nervous, right? And that's just creating blocks. That's creating blocks for yourself for no reason. Let's see what can we do to minimize these negative thoughts. I immediately heard Dua Lipa, Walk Away. Walk away. You know how. And I'm only hearing those 2 lines of the song. That I feel like the rest of the song, unless it has meaning to you, I don't really feel like the rest of the song applies. But it's walk away. You know how. You know how to get control of this. It's just a minor hiccup. It really doesn't feel like a lot. It's just this is just meant to be a confirmation of, yeah, you're having a hiccup, but look at all the work you put in previously. Look at all the skill you have. Look at all the foundation is there. Going forward, just pay attention. Just pay attention, and you'll be fine. I really feel like this is a group of people who are very dedicated to a new, maybe not so new, but a calling that you felt and you're kind of unsure about. No, you're not. That's the thing, though. You're not unsure about it. It feels like you're not unsure about it, but maybe other people are questioning you so much that it makes you think you should feel unsure. Like, am I the weird one for not freaking out? And that then kind of sends you spinning when it's like, You've already made it this far. You've already made it to the curtain. All you have to do now is walk out on that stage. Let's take a look. Ha! Rise up. That's your first oracle card. It says, rise up. The human body is vapor materialized by sunshine mixed with the life of the stars. Rise up, and this is like one of the special cards in this deck, so it's holographic, beautiful, which just confirms that you are a shiny object. You are, sorry, you're not an object, but you are a beacon of light. Look at that. Look at how well these go together. Rise up. Rise up is going out on stage, coming from behind that curtain. That's beautiful. Break addiction and distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. These go really well together. Break addiction, conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. I'm getting both of these decks can cut kind of harsh sometimes. I'm getting this feeling of you might be a perfectionist, and you might be really hard on yourself. And you may have a tendency to really get stuck in negative thinking patterns, and that can become an addiction as well. Seeking comfort in self-doubt. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. I feel strongly here with both of these depictions that there's somebody here who has really high expectations in themselves. And it's like you distracted yourself with the work itself and the craft itself for so long that now that it's time for you to step in front of the curtain, it feels overwhelming because you're not just going to be presenting yourself to others, but you're also like delivering a completed package, and you're going to be judging it as well. And I feel like once you feel like you've put it out there, it feels like there's going to be this fear of, am I going to regret doing this? Am I going to regret having put this out there? Am I going to regret having shown this side of me? And I would ask you to dig a little deeper. Whatever this Eight of Swords represents for you, whether it's self-doubt, negative thinking, whatever it is that you're feeling, I would like for you to dig a little deeper and figure out, like, where is this coming from? Why am I afraid of recognition? Why do I have this need to be perfect? Where did this come from? And even in this picture, she's holding up this broken egg with this swan-like creature coming out of it, and it just feels like there's like this need of holding up perfection when she's clearly very sad, like trying to keep up appearances. There's like a fragility here that I think not a lot of people see because you're so diligent in your work and such a perfectionist. I feel like a lot of people don't see how fragile your self-image can be. The Hierophant wanted to come out earlier too. I think it's really about you dedicating yourself to believing in yourself. I feel like you might have a tendency to believe in your work. Like you believe whatever you're creating, whatever you're doing is worth it. But you might struggle in recognizing that worth in yourself. Which it's not a bad place to be, honestly, because if you're already recognizing the worth in what you're creating, you do recognize the worth in yourself. You just need to recognize that you're recognizing it. Whatever you're creating, it's come from you. It has found its way into existence through you. And so I feel like it feels like you have such a love and appreciation for something that you create, whether it's art that you're making or whether it's something you're building, a business that you're building, a craft, any hobby. If there's something that you're really diligently working on, I feel like you have such an appreciation for that, and I would like for you to try and apply that appreciation to yourself. I was telling a friend the other day, she started a small business, and she's kind of at a point where she's a little bit overworking herself, and I just told her, remember to treat yourself like an employee too. You would never ask an employee to overwork yourself, or you would never ask like insane standards from an employee. So I would like for you to recognize that you are delivering quality, and that's because you are quality. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm hoping that this was helpful. I'm really grateful to be on this journey with you, and I hope to see you again.